that is. Two live games for you this afternoon. Here on Sky Sports 1 HD, it's Newcastle Arsenal. Win for the Gunners, they'll be in the Champions League. You'll see the goals as they go in at White Hart Lane. The match, Tottenham against Sunderland's live on 2 HD. Likewise, the goals from Newcastle there. It is a crucial day, short term and long term for both sides, particularly that side on the left there, Jamie. Arsenal, certainly in the short term.
Absolutely. They're so accustomed to Champions League football, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to play on the Thursday night next year. They'll know how important it is. If they go out and win, they're guaranteed Champions League. I think it's pretty simple. For Tottenham, they just got to pray to a certain extent. We're meant to give insight on what we think might happen. I've got no clue what Newcastle's going to turn up today. No clue whatsoever. Having watched them this season, you know they're going to come out and play with flair, or they are just going to throw the towel in. You just do not know.
I'll tell you who is going to turn up. That's Steve Harper saying goodbye today after 20 years of the club, and you'll see two of his children leading the team out in a moment, just in front of him there, James and Olivia Harper. On the right there, you see it as being pretty straightforward for Spurs, Gary?
Yeah, I think Spurs will win. I think Arsenal will know Spurs will win, so I think we can write that one off. It's all about what Arsenal do. I think that if you look at Arsenal, they've got a lot of experience in the squad. It's out of themselves, because they'll be on holiday already in some ways, Newcastle, and they've just got to try and get a game going.
But surely the dip can't be any worse than getting beat 6-0 by Liverpool and 3-0 by Newcastle. I mean, that's anything. They can't get any lower than their performances in the last two, so I just feel they can only be better. I look at match winners I look at how they play with the two full-backs, Younger and Biwa is not a left-back. Theo Walcott can get success against him, absolutely no doubt. I think he gets lost in his positional sense, and I feel Theo might just be the match winner for Arsenal here today.
See if the fans can lift the Newcastle sides. Here we go then with the twists and turns on the final day in the company of Alan Smith and Martin Tyler.
Well, thank you, Ed. Arsene Wenger has never won an away league game against the club managed by Alan Pardew. You do feel he will have to win today. Injury and suspension have meant that Steve Harper does play his final game of a 20-year career with Newcastle United in the first team and in the Premier League. It could also be the last appearance of Fabrizio Colaccini, who's been wanting to return to Argentina. Stephen Taylor missed that QPR win through illness that comes back from Mike Williamson. Jay Tiote came off at Loftus Road, but he's okay in an unchanged midfield. Johan Gouffron's winning goal last Sunday means it's a much more relaxed Newcastle today. Wojciech Szczesny was Arsenal's goalkeeper in that amazing 4-4 draw here a couple of years ago, but Mertesacker faces Newcastle for the first time. His partnership with Laurent Koscielny, a real success for the Gunners. Mikel Arteta's calf strain got through an extensive warm-up here, so the current captain does play. Theo Walcott struck a hat-trick in the 7-3 victory over Alan Pardew's side in December. The man who netted twice in that win, Olivier Giroud, isn't recalled after suspension. Lucas Podolski, who scored twice on Tuesday, keeps his place. From the Newcastle bench, we might see later on Adam Campbell, highly rated 18-year-old striker. Giroud is amongst the Arsenal substitutes. A bit of movement in the middle. Walcott waits his moment. Over Mertesacker, and it's put in by Koscielny. It's been given. He was close in, but he scored. It's such a vital goal for Arsenal. It could be propelling them back into the Champions League yet again.
Well, he's thinking like a striker there, Laurent Koscielny. I think it was Podolski that just gets his head on it at the far post to help it goalwards. Yeah, it's a very tight one with Colaccini. He's just goal side. Certainly Colaccini can't interfere with it. He's not in a position to really get a bit of luck. Harper's unlucky. just grazes his head. It's a good finish though from Koscielny.
Muted celebrations from Arsene Wenger. He'd preferred that in the 93rd minute rather than the 53rd minute. And against the club where they have so many French players, a Frenchman has scored.
It really should. Looks as if they've just done enough, Arsenal.
It's finished at White Hart Lane. They've got their win. And Gareth Bale's got another glorious goal. Winner of so many individual awards, but the prize that Tottenham wanted as a team, Champions League football, isn't going to be theirs, because surely Newcastle can't score from this position. Arsenal can't concede from this position. Right down to the wire. But you can see what it means to Arsene Wenger. Arsenal will be in the Champions League. Yet again, he's kept up his 100% record of qualifying at the end of every one of his full seasons as manager of the club. It's sickening for Spurs again to miss out to their North London rivals. They finish below the Gunners again, as they have done every year since 1995. Alan Smith.
Well, he's got the knack, hasn't he, Arsene Wenger, and his team know how to do it, to get the job done. It's been a really good run. They've tightened up defensively, not least Laurent Koscielny. What a player he's been over the last few weeks, and what a player today with that goal. But the team that finishes fourth, well, it deserved to, doesn't it, at the end of the day? Just like the champions deserve to win. And well played to the Arsenal boys. Commiserations to Tottenham. They gave them a great run.
The Newcastle players couldn't help Spurs. Newcastle finish on the back of a third consecutive home defeat. But Laurent Koscielny has helped Arsenal tighten up so much at the back, has got them a victory here. Without him and his goal, it wouldn't be these scenes of celebration, because Spurs got their win. They got it very, very late. It meant Arsenal had to win. And a pair of 1-0 victories mean extreme emotions in different parts of North London. Spurs win 1-0, but it's not enough, because we've shown you here at St James's Park, Newcastle United 0, Arsenal 1.
And what a contrast you can see there, and what an extraordinary final 4 minutes that was. Arsene Wenger's side hanging on, despair once again for Spurs after the most sensational goal for Gareth Bale, but yet again, Jamie Redknapp, heartbreak for the white side of North London.
It's been a tough 2 years. I mean, to miss out for pretty much a technicality last year, and then to miss out again, it's heartbreaking. But you have to credit Arsenal. I think you have to credit Arsene Wenger. I've said it all year. If he navigates this team into the Champions League, it's probably one of his greatest ever achievements. It's not the best squad they ever had. They've not got really many game changers, but what they have got is a togetherness, and they're a team. But what they mustn't do now is rest on their laurels. They have to sign better players than what they've got. But for now, a great achievement for this Arsenal team to be playing Champions League football again. 17 years on the spin.
I think it's a good time. I think Jamie, it's a good point there about not standing still. It's a good time to keep perspective. They're celebrating their, and I think rightly so, but let's remember they finished 4th. This is Arsenal who've set a standard over this last 15 years under Arsene Wenger. They've now got to go for it. They really have got to improve next season. He today, by the way, Koscielny.
How good was he?
He was, I mean, Jamie mentioned him before the game. He was absolutely magnificent, Koscielny. He was the best player on the pitch by a million miles, and to win 1-0, I think it's the 7th 1-0 win this season. You would never say in the last few years about Arsenal's defence. But he's been fantastic today.
And his goal today could be worth £30 million to Arsenal if they go on and qualify for the group stage of the Champions League. This is how it finishes in the race for the Champions League. Chelsea in 3rd, Arsenal get the place in 4th, just a point clear.